I was pondering a time back when I was working at a place. Can I say the name? Right. Yes, I can. What? Who am I shielding a company? And it's not even like the company did anything in this story time. So why am I sitting here acting like I need to shield her? I need to protect the company. What? But no, I was working at Five Below and I had this experience. For one, okay, so this is when I was doing witchcraft, right? Now, don't fight me, because a lot of you Christians really be trying it. Please, for one, it ain't nothing wrong with witchcraft. Let people do what they do. I don't really do witchcraft anymore for my own reasons, just because, like, why do you have to work hard to be spiritual? Why would you have to do all of this? I need crystals, I need this, I need that. Baby, if you're spiritual, then you're spiritual. Like, if you have a spirit, then it's a spirit. Why the hell would I have to work at it? I mean, not like that. I understand working on it for your own mental, right? Like, oh, like, I need to practice, like, Zen. I need to be one with the, yeah. Like, please. This is back when I was doing spirituality. I was just experiencing not bad stuff. Like, just a lot of things. But it was just this one girl, So, I remember one time, because I was, like, just testing the waters, right? And so I had like tried to manifest that somebody give me their number. And that was the conditions of the spell, right? I was like, oh no, they have to give me their number. Like, you're going to have to give it to me. And then like 3 days later, which is what I said. See, this is why I don't play. That's why I need to document her, because that really did happen. I literally said 3 days. If it don't happen in 3 days, well, that's that. And it's not like I was waiting on like hind foot. I wasn't like, was that the right? I don't know. It's not like I was just sitting there like, oh my God, like this is day 2. It better happen by day 3. No, I set the conditions and I moved on. And then on day 3, a grown ass man, which I will be honest, that's not what I asked for. Not in my mind. I wanted someone around my age, but I didn't like say that specifically as a condition. I was thinking that in my head as I was doing the spell. And this sounds so crazy, but I live for it. It's so black. I love it. It's so black spirituality. I live for it, actually. No, I set the candle. Right. I live for that. And I love that. So I set the candle. I did the intentions, all that. The what is it called? Was that root work? I think I was doing something. See, I said things out loud. I wrote things down. But in my mind was the only thing that I was like, oh yeah, I want someone around my age. So when this grown man done toppled through, sister, I was like, oh, this can't be him. But baby, the way he was looking at me, he wanted a piece of all of this. And I don't blame you, girl. And my thing is, also in my mind, I did say that, like, I didn't want them to think I was a girl, because a lot of people at that store mistook me for a girl. And it was like, baby, I had facial hair. Like, okay, I had my puffs in. I had my little puffs in. You know what I'm saying? My little bally and puff. But I had my facial hair, so I don't know. But maybe they was just being nice. Like, maybe they just thought, well, if this is someone who has facial hair, but you're presenting in a feminine way, maybe you want to be called girl. So I don't know. I respect it though. I wanted to make sure that, like, don't be sitting around here thinking that I'm a girl. I need you to know I'm a boy, I'm a man. Even though I got my little puffs in, I need you to know that. He came up to me asking for something, right? When I answered his question, and that's the thing too, I'm like, baby, did the spell even work, or really did it make me have more confidence? But I always had confidence. I was never too scared to look someone up and down and let them know that, baby, I see you, babe. Baby, I was never, hey, what? What's going on with you, Stink? I was never afraid to do something like that. What? I ain't scared to let somebody know what's going on and what's going down. So I do know that when I was done answering his question, he was over there, right? Baby, he was sitting over there in the corner, not even like trying to find what I told him, oh yeah, it's right there. You sitting on the corner playing on his little phone. Like, he on the phone, right? Which I think he was on the phone, right? He was talking to somebody on the phone. But he looking at me, and I'm looking at him a little bit, right? Like, I'm looking at him from the corner. I'm sitting here like, the gag is, this story is not even about him for real. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to let y'all know what I was kind of into. What my whole gig was, bitch. I had the crystals on my chest and everything, okay? I remember that moment. It was actually a very beautiful moment for me. But it was just like, he looking at me, and I see him from the corner of my eye, and I'm like, You know, and then I feel like he trying to step a little back so he could see my backside. You know what I'm saying? Like stop! Baby, for one, stop. You gonna be heavily disappointed because it ain't even all that back here. I ain't even gonna lie to you, G. Like back here, I need to do my squats. I need to do my deadlifts because it ain't even all that back here, Stink. And I really wish it was because I just feel like I was meant to have a big one. And I do, the material is there. I'm telling the material, yeah, she's there. I see her. The material is there, but like it needs some tuning. But I feel like that's what he was trying to get into. That's what he was trying to look at. And so he looking, and then once he get off the phone, and this is why I was like, oh, the spell kicked in at this very moment because he literally just came up to me and was like, yo, let me get your number. This was a black, bald, big man. Not big like just huge and fat, no. But like, well, he wasn't even that tall. But he was just like, he was a man. He was a man. So that's very unlikely for men to do. And I'm not saying I was mind controlling anyone. The thing about the whole, the whole conditions of stuff like that in the witchcraft world or whatever is that if you're doing normal witchcraft, if you're doing like black magic or whatever, that's something else. But if you're doing normal witchcraft, that's where it's like, all it can do is open pre-existing doors, not manipulate doors. Like, not manipulate the people inside them doors. So all that could have done was align a possibility that already existed. Which, I mean, come on, storyline. Like, come on, lore. Like, I live for that. But, no, I was just like, okay, so that's what that is. Men don't just do this. Or maybe they do. And I'm just not an attractive gay. Ooh! I would hate to have to come to that reality. I would hate for that to be my truth. So we exchange, he gives me his. It very much fit the conditions of the spell. So that was said and that was done. So that was, but then to make sure, this is a little after this is a little post credit. After all that, I asked him through text, I'm a guy, right? And he was like, yeah. So I was just like, okay. Because that was a condition for me that I needed to be the case. You had to know I was a guy, because please don't play with me. I was just trying to fight all of the odds to see, because it's not like I'm just getting axed out every week or anything crazy like that. So I was just trying to set up conditions that would be unlikely. And if it happened, it's like, okay, so the spell really pushed through. The spell, I got the sauce like that. So really the story is about this girl, big and brolic. She came through. Cool. Don't gag her. Don't gag her. The reason why this was a very witchcrafty time because there was this other girl that came in and she was also she was born on the same day I was. Not 1998, but she was born on the same November 12th. So I'm like, now we just found each other. I was meeting a whole bunch of witches. Now 2020 was very much a time or was that 2019? That was 2019. 2019 very much was a witchy time. I think everyone right now is going back to Christianity or they're going back to atheism. Everyone's going back to like their roots. I think witchcraft is scaring people. Life is already a little bit too, so we don't need witchcraft to shake her up anymore. But like, I get, but people, yeah. But that was a very witchy time, so it's understandable that I was meeting so many witches, but it's the fact that they was paralleling with me. Not I met somebody with my birth date. What? We not just Scorpios, we Scorpio twins. Whoa. That was something special. So that's why it was just a very witchy time. This girl had came through. We were just talking. She needed help. I was very personable. I very much got that customer service sauce, girl. We was talking it up. And she then was like, I think she pulled out her wand. Like, Miss Girl had her wand with her. She had her crystal wand. And so I was like, oh, I got me a little crystal wand too. What? I know y'all like, what? Yeah, let's make fun of the girl for having her crystal wand. But then I'm saying I got my crystal wand too. Yeah, so don't get too brave and too bold. But I had my little crystal wand. Not with me. I wasn't that crazy. What I need to bring her with me for? She can sit on the mantle. I don't need her right now. I'm at work. So she was showing me her crystal wand, which sounds very provocative. And I was like, oh yeah, I got a crystal wand too. And she was like, well, you do witchcraft too. I was like, yeah, I do witchcraft. She was like, I got it from this place. And I was like, I was just looking up that place. That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of like, what is that called? Like 444, seeing 444. It was a bunch of like connecting things that were happening. So I was just like, oh wow, like that's so crazy. And then she started making it seem like it was her destiny to meet me. I'm like, oh, see, because I wasn't in the market for friendships. I wasn't really in the mood to have a friend. I just got out of a friendship, this girl, and she was cool, right? But she just had too much negative vibes for me. This girl seemed exactly like this girl. Like, this lady that came through with her crystal, she seemed exactly like the friendship I just got out of, but it seemed even more hectic because she was in an abusive relationship. That's what she was starting to tell me. I'm over here skipping. But no, that's what she started to tell me. That's what I'm saying. She was getting real personal with me. Like, she telling me that she was in an abusive relationship and she has a child by him and they get abused. And I was like, this is basically like the friendship I just got out of, but with a child and an abusive baby father. Like, I can't. It was absolutely too much. So she's sitting here telling me she felt like we supposed to be friends because she was just praying for a gay friend. She was like, I don't want to like assume, but you know, because of the hair and just the way you are, I'm assuming like you're gay, which is not the first time this has happened. I remember somebody with HIV had came up to me and he was asking me for HIV medicine. And I mean, no, he was asking me to pay for his HIV medicine. And I was just like, oh, what? And he was like, well, I'm just assuming you gay because like you got your puffs and you seem nice. And I'm like, okay. I give him $5, right? That's what's the weird thing. I think you can't pay for HIV apparently because I gave him $5 or 15 or something like that. And he was like, oh no, he takes the money and then he's like, oh no, I actually pockets the money. Takes the money and pockets it. We out in the street. Takes the money and pockets it and like, oh no, actually I need you to come into the store with me because you can't just buy it. It's like you need some kind of, I don't know what that was about. Like he needed some kind of code thing, like somebody else to be there with him. I'm sitting here like, oh, like I'm looking at his pocket while he's talking about, oh yeah, I actually don't need this $15. I'm thinking to myself, you gonna give it back? I was too scared. I was about to say I was too pussy, but I'm trying to get out of saying that. I'm trying to get into saying I was too dick and bald because we know that's sensitive. So I was too dick and bald to go ahead and do it. I just didn't have the kunana to do it. So, you know, I let him get away with my $15. I'm like, oh, like, yay. So this isn't the first time this has happened to me where someone was able to just assume my sexuality. I mean, I wasn't just walking around wearing daffodils and roses and flowers, but them puffs was putting me to dig. So the girl was telling me like, yeah, I'm just assuming that you're gay, and I was just praying for a gay friend. And the thing about me is that even though I'm such a pleasant person to talk to, stop it. But even though I'm such a pleasant person to talk to and I'm really good at customer service, it's like I sometimes can be too nice. I'm sitting here with no intentions of hanging with this girl. No intention. But I'm over here making it seem like, oh yeah, like that's crazy. Like, yeah, I can always use a new friend. I was not in the market for a new friend. I was not in the market for a new friend. I was not. I'm sorry. That's just not what I was in the mood for at the moment. Like that's not what I was looking for. So, but I'm over here making it seem like it just to be nice, and that's not being nice. Being nice is setting boundaries for yourself. Being nice is being nice to you. So it's like if I didn't have any intentions on trying to be friends, it was actually rude to make it seem like I want to be her friend, especially since it seemed like she needed it. She wanted to hang out and everything. And I'm like, I don't want to hang out with her. She was just telling me about how when people with negative energy walk into her home, that they start to feel sick and ill. I'm like, I am not walking into your little crusty home. Because I can be honest and say that I do have negative energy. What? Me? Moi? Yeah. I carry dark spirits. If you was looking for like rainbows with me, you gonna catch some rainbows and sunshine. That's the first half of the day. On the second half, you gonna see dark clouds and rain. You don't wanna see me, see how I act and be like, I wanna hang out with him all the time. It's not giving what it look like. Yeah, babe. You just keep me at a distance. You don't wanna be friends with all of this. I'm a mess. So I'm sitting here like, girl, So that was definitely a part of me not wanting to hang with the girl. So a day goes by, like a few days go by. I think a week goes by. This girl comes back in the store. She comes back in the store towards the closing hours. And I'm like, what in the hell? It's one thing to come back in the store, right? It's Five Below. Like everyone, you know, that's where you go. It's about the fact that homegirl came for me. She came in and came right back up to the second floor. I'm seeing her walk up. I'm like, I know this big and brolic bitch is not coming my way. And it's no shade, bitch. But I'm just saying, like, I know she is not stumbling over here. And long and behold, and it was too late for me to hide. It was too late for me to hide. So she came through and she was like, excuse me. She was like, you didn't call me, and I was just wondering like what's going on, because I just felt like, you know, we really was bonding, and I just felt like you didn't want to talk to me no more. And she was saying she felt like she really needed a friend, and she thought I was going to be it, and she was just really disappointed. Baby, I'm sitting here scared as hell thinking that like she got a gun. I'm scared as hell. Because like, why the hell did you come all the way up here to talk to me about some damn friendship? Baby, we met early in the week. I'm trying to go home. I think I gave some excuse about losing my phone or something. Something with, and she was like, oh, okay. Like she literally perked right back up. But she's literally taking up all the time. Bitch, we're trying to close. People, my other, what's it called? Coworkers. Again, my coworkers, they was like, you know, some of them was up looking at us talking. You know, I'm getting radioed to in the conversation. We gotta go. And so, you know, I'm trying to, but the girl keep talking, but I'm like, but I really get to my wits end. I'm like, oh yeah, we really do have to go. I'll contact you. Liar. A liar and a deceiver. I'm just like after that, she did not message me back. Like she never came back up. She never messaged me back. And I kind of felt bad because I'm like, okay, so she is crazy, but she's not so crazy to where she gonna come up here every single goddamn day. You know what I'm saying? She's not coming up here every second of every day trying to figure out when it all went wrong. So I was just glad that like she didn't come back up to kill me, bitch. I was just glad about that. You know, so it just made me feel a little bad after it all, because I'm like, oh damn, she just needed a friend. Well, it wasn't gonna be me. I'm sorry. Like she seemed sweet, but I'm not. She was trauma dumping and I'm like, girl, stop it, stop it, stop it, because I can't do it. Please, like I can't. The trauma dumping, please. I'm going through my own shit. Leave me alone. I just had to end it right then and there. But that was basically it. I feel like there's another story time from Five Below that I want to speak about. Just this one person, because when I first had started working there, I was like a seasonal. And some new seasonal had came in. And him and really everybody was trying it with me, because everyone really did not know my position. People thinking that they know your position when it's like, bitch, I got hired for this and I'm doing my job better than all of y'all. So what are we talking about? This is lazy people that was coming up to me. So I really need to tell that story time, because that really pissed me off when people was trying to tell me how to do my job. Bitch, you set up snacks on the shelf. I'm sitting here basically a second security guard. Leave me alone. So that's where that ends. I had to take her off, but it's fine because we about to take off. Okay, it's over. So, hey, bye.